Hello, fellow hunters. Whether you are new to the world of hunting or a seasoned veteran, choosing the right hunting rifle can be one of the most critical decisions that you'll make. This is the start of a short video series where we will break down what to look for when building out a hunting rifle. There are many factors to consider, from caliber and barrel length to the stock or chassis system, optics, and of course, your budget. In this video series, we will take a look at complete rifle systems that range from $350 to $5,000, where you can save money, what you can modify, and what features that you should definitely be looking for in your next or your first hunting rifle. So let's dive into the details and help you construct a rifle that will serve you well in the field. Here is what we're going to cover in this series. Number one, caliber selection. Let's match the rifle to the game. The first and most crucial decision that you'll make when building a hunting rifle is selecting the right caliber. This decision should be based on the type of game that you plan to hunt, as the caliber dictates the power, the range, and the terminal ballistics of your rifle. In this video series, we will build out several new rifles well suited for Western big game hunting, but they would also perform great on whitetail and other medium to large game. Now, over the past 2 years inside the Huntley Gap, we have had several hunters win complete rifle systems by logging and sharing their stories from the field inside our different leagues. If you've not downloaded the Huntley Gap, I would love for you to check it out in the App Store and join the Huntley community. Now, every one of our league winners over the past 2 years, when given their choice of calibers, they have selected the 6.5 PRC, which is a modern cartridge with incredible ballistics. For this series, we picked up 4 new Bergara rifles, 3 of which are in the 6.5 PRC and 1 in the 7 PRC. Arguably the 2 hottest calibers on the market for Western big game hunters. Now, we'll share more about the rifles that we purchased and why we purchased those ones later in the series, but we picked rifles in different budget categories, keeping that in mind, which may help you as you make a decision on what features you think are important and where you might want to stretch or save on your budget. We opted to go with Bergara's rifles for multiple reasons. Bergara makes mountain tough rifles built on the super versatile Remington 700 action. They got their start years ago making premium barrels, and about 10 years ago they started bringing complete rifles to the market, and Bergara now offers a versatile lineup of rifles, from their entry-level B14 rifles that can be found for around $750 to their mid-tier in the $1,000 to $2,000 range, and then their premier series rifles. They give you features and performance comparable to custom rifles, but they're going to cost you about 40 to 50% less. Now, we plan to test these rifles with your everyday average hunters and shooters of different skill levels, experience, and age. You will get to hear what they have to say about each of these rifles, what they like, what they don't, what they can afford, what they are currently using, and what they would select after using each of them. Just a heads up though, we are not just featuring the new Bergara rifles, and we don't plan to harp on just the 6.5 PRC, and we're not doing a deep dive on the ballistics. There are plenty of other great videos and articles about the ballistics, but we will have different hunters shoot 2 identical rifles in the 6.5 PRC, 7 PRC, where we look at group sizes and get their feedback. We will also do a broader comparison with a few other calibers and manufacturers such as Savage, CVA, Seekins Precisions, Remington, Stag Arms, Aero Precision, Christensen Arms, and more. All right, number 2, we're going to look at the barrel length and profile, finding the right balance. The length and profile of your rifle's barrel have a significant impact on its overall performance. Your barrel length influences factors like muzzle velocity, your weight, and maneuverability. Shorter barrels in that 16 to 20 inches, they offer better mobility in dense terrain, while your longer barrels, 22 to 26 inches, they increase velocity, delivering more kinetic energy on long-range shots. Now, your barrel profile, the thickness and the taper of your barrel also matters. Thicker, heavier contoured barrels provide better accuracy, especially during sustained shooting sessions. However, the added weight can make the rifle less comfortable to carry over long distances. A lighter, sportier profile barrel is more practical for hunters who value mobility, but they may experience a slight decrease in accuracy during rapid fire situations as those barrels heat up much quicker. Now, most hunters will say that is more of a frustration at the range than it is in the field, as we're always looking just to make that first shot count. All right, number 3, trigger, precision, and adjustability. The trigger of your rifle is another critical component that affects accuracy. A good trigger can make the difference between a clean kill and a missed shot. Factory triggers can be decent, but they may not offer the precision or customization that experienced hunters desire. Often as you spend more on a rifle, you will see noticeable improvements on the included trigger. Many of your modern hunting rifles come with adjustable triggers, allowing you to modify the trigger pull weight to suit your preferences. A lighter trigger pull can improve accuracy, but it might also increase the chance of an accidental discharge, so balance is key. We're only going to focus on factory triggers in this series and let you hear from several of the hunters on which ones they like the best. Number 4, optics and mounting solutions. Having the right optics on your hunting rifle can make all the difference when it comes to spotting game at a distance or low light. Here are some of the factors we considered when building out these different rifles. First off, budget. We're not going to escape that during this series. We will talk a lot about budget and value in this series. This is a big deal when it comes to optics. For years, I always heard people say you should spend as much or more on the glass as you do the rifle. Now, for the most part, I still agree with that, as quality glass makes a huge difference. However, over the past 5 years, I've started to see more optics flood the market that offer incredible value and performance that you never used to see in the budget optics category. The glass is better, the turrets are better, they come with more features that you used to only see in high-end optics. Now, sure, you can still spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on glass, but now you can also spend $400 or $500 on something like the Arkin EPL4, the Burris Full Field, or a Vortex Diamondback or Strike Eagle scope, and get a great scope that covers you in honestly about 98% of your hunting or shooting situations. Then just spend the extra money that you would have spent on glass on ammo and actually become a better shooter. All right, we're also going to look at magnification. Now, growing up in Oklahoma, a classic 3-9 variable or a 4-12 scope, that was all I thought I would ever want or need. But after living and hunting out here in Colorado for the last 20 years, my opinion has changed. For all the new rifles, we are opting to use scopes that start as low as a 4x magnification and they work up to a 24. Now, I've spent a little bit of time with some of the newer scopes like the Vortex Razor Gen 3 that has a magnification range of 6 to 36, or the new Arkin Gen 2 EP5, which is a 7 to 35x. Those are insane scopes with amazing glass. I love them at the range, and I would definitely want to use one if I was shooting a long-range match or a competition. But they're a bit heavy on a hunting rifle, and especially one where we are covering a lot of ground. All right, we're also going to look at the objective lens, the tube size, and mounting length. For all the new builds, we opted to go with a 50mm objective, which lets in a lot of light. They all have a 30mm main tube, which still offers plenty of vertical adjustment for long-range shots, and the mounting lengths had to be at least 5 inches. And we wanted to keep the weight of the optic under 30 ounces with a target to keep the entire complete rifle under 10 pounds. Now, when it comes to the reticle type, simple crosshairs are common, but many hunters prefer maybe your more advanced Christmas tree reticles or things that have holdover points, BDC reticles for easier shot placement at varying distances. Over the past several years, first focal plane scopes have really gained a lot of traction. In these scopes, the reticle increases or decreases in size as you adjust the magnification. That is significant with reticles that feature holdover lines because those are accurate at any magnification level. We'll compare that to a second or rear focal plane scope that have a fixed reticle. For those scopes, the holdover lines are only accurate at one magnification level, which is often the highest magnification level of that particular scope. Now, you'll get to hear what different shooters think about each type of reticle. The idea of a first focal plane scope may sound really great, but we'll dive into some of the advantages and disadvantages as we talk about building out your rifle system. Last thing with scopes is the mounting system. Don't forget to invest in a solid mounting system for your scope. Weak or improperly installed mounts can lead to inconsistent accuracy and a shifting point of impact. We will introduce you to Nick Depperschmidt from Hawkins Precision in this series, show you our preferred mounting system for a Western hunting setup, and some of the problems that we encountered and the solutions that we had to implement. Number 5, weight and striking the right balance. One of the most critical aspects of building out a hunting rifle is managing its weight. Balancing weight with performance is essential. Lightweight rifles are wonderful to carry, but you are sacrificing stability, and physics will tell you the lighter the rifle, the more recoil that you are going to feel. Our goal is to keep the complete rifle system under 10 pounds, but still create an enjoyable shooting experience. That is where your caliber selection, your barrel profile, and your optic choice all come together. That's why I want to encourage you to think about the entire system before you just start building your rifle. For this series, we want to create purpose-built rifles for the Western hunter, which means they need to be relatively lightweight, but also perform at long range. Number 6, budget and comparing rifle systems from $350 to $5,000. One of the most important considerations when building out a hunting rifle is your budget, and understanding what you get at each price point will help you make an informed decision that aligns with your hunting goals and needs. My advice, buy what you can afford. Don't go into debt buying a hunting rifle. I often hear hunters say, buy once, cry once. For the most part, I've done the opposite, and I have bought loads of inexpensive rifles, scopes, rings, camo packs, and other piles of crap, only to turn around and repeat the process. I know in some cases I end up spending way more money in the long run than if I would have just done it right the first time. So in this series, we will talk about some of those regrets, decisions I wish that I would have made, and some of the things that I have done to customize or improve some of my inexpensive rifles to get the most out of them. All right, all that to say, building out a hunting rifle is an exciting journey, and the choices that you make, whether it's selecting a caliber like the 6.5 PRC or 7 PRC, choosing between a traditional stock or chassis system, or finding the right optic, they will directly impact your success in the field and how much you enjoy shooting the rifle. While your budget plays a big role, there are excellent options at every price point. Whether you're investing in a $500 entry-level system or going all in with a $5,000 precision rifle, the key is to find the balance between performance, weight, and cost that best suits your hunting style and goals. With this knowledge in hand, let's get started building rifles that will help you bag your next trophy. We'll head over to Hawkins Precision to kickstart this series and explore different mounting solutions for these new Bergara rifles. If you have any questions as we go, feel free to drop them in the comments below and subscribe to this channel to stay updated as we progress through this series and test each of these new rifle builds. Can't wait to get started. Let's have some fun.